Hey there guys, this is another quick video. Yesterday we got a new update about Anivia, and I was gonna post this yesterday, but I kind of just got flooded with schoolwork and stuff, so sorry about that. But don't worry, I'm on it ASAP. So this is I want to say a small kind of Anivia rework that they have posted. So Mark Ida posted this to Twitter yesterday with some adjustments coming to Anivia. These are all Anivia changes. So let's go through this first and talk about what it means. So the attack cast offset on the delay is to a solid 0.1. And this is important because Anivia is notorious for having like the worst auto attacks to farm with, and the missile speed's up 100. People get used to it, so it probably won't feel as awkward to use. And this is the big one, Flash Frost. I saw a lot of people in this thread confused about how Anivia's Q works. So with the new version, you can now chill the enemies when it passes over them. If you didn't know, when Anivia damages people with her Q, as in now, like when it stuns and her full charge ult, it chills the enemy, which makes your E do triple damage. So now it's gonna chill even if it just passes over them and doesn't explode. The pass through damage is down from 60 to 160 to 50 to 130, and allows 0.20-ish AP scaling, 0.15 AP scaling, which is pretty big. The explosion damage went from 60 160 to 70 210 with and then it went 0.05 AP scaling. So a little bit of damage on the explosion, but overall you're doing less damage when you hit both parts of your Q, because they took out a lot of the damage from the pass through from both the base and the AP scaling. And if you didn't know, since I was explaining it here in this Twitter thread for a lot of people, yes, Anivia can get both the pass through and the explosion damage. It's what a lot of good Anivias do. So in this clip here that I took, you can see that I just do the regular pass through and just get the flat like first damage. But then if I do the pass through and then explode the Q, I get both parts of the damage, which a lot of Anivias strive to do this in lane and just in fights in general. So overall, the damage is definitely down, but the utility is up because of the fact that now even if you miss the stun but you pass through them, it will chill them for your E to still do triple damage, so you can still do some good damage. The cooldown is also going up by a second at level 1, but then going down a second at max rank, which is pretty good. The mana cost went from 80 120 to 80 100, and the missile speed is 150 faster, so you can now hit this more reliably. This overall is a really good change for Anivia players, because you may have lost a little bit of damage if you hit both parts if you Q, but the fact that it now chills on pass through means you can still burst people even if you miss, so that's pretty big. The length of your wall has also went up by 100 at each rank, just so like at early game it's a bigger wall and you can cover smaller choke points without having to put a point into it. Cooldown is up as well, but that's because of new haste stuff. It only makes sense. The E mana cost went down as well to a flat 40 from 50 to 90. With these changes, they said that they really want to unbind it from tier, since tier isn't that good, and aside from that, like they want more options aside from always building tier. This is the crazy part to me, is the damage went from 50 to 150 0.5 AP to 6180.6 AP. So I know it doesn't sound like a lot because it's just 30 damage at max rank or 10 damage rank 1 and only 0.10 AP. But remember, her E does triple damage when if she is an enemy that is chilled. So that extra 30 base damage is more like an extra 90 base damage. And with the 0.10 AP scaling, that can also be tripled as well. So this is quite a bit of damage when you think about it. It really makes your E nuke a lot harder than you think. And this one's pretty big. Is her Glacial Storm. Her ultimate has always had a 6-second cooldown, and if you CC'd her in any way, like knockout, knockback, stun, it would stop her ult. Now it still does that obviously, but now it's gonna have the 2.5 to 1 second cooldown, so you could be able to reactivate this very early on and very fast. But with that, they made the ult do a lot less damage, especially in the early game. Went from 40 60 80 to 30 45 60, and the AP scaling stayed the same. So overall, the damage is like a lot more on the Anivia E, which means that the skill ceiling and the skill floor have been tightened, so a bad Anivia could do a little bit better than what a skilled Anivia can do. There'll still be skilled Anivia play, but now there's a lot of room for error since your ult has a quick reactivation, and a lot of your damage has really moved to your E now, since you've lost some of the pass through damage and some of the ult damage. So a bad Anivia could do a lot more as well. So I think this is pretty big, and honestly, I think this might make Anivia pretty strong. I want to say it. It's kind of weird on paper with how crazy these changes are, and I need to like play with these to see how much, like, if these mana costs really do matter, if I'm still gonna go tier or not. But with these, some of these changes, it's really, really good. Like, I could just imagine the E doing so much more. The wall covering smaller chokes now when I put in point into it. And your Q, like, if you miss, you can still nuke people. And the quick reactivation timer is crazy. Honestly, just going from 6 to 4 seconds rank 1 is already pretty crazy to me. But I don't know, just some quick information and what my takes on this is. Let me know if you guys play Anivia and what you guys think of these changes, because these are definitely some bigger changes and kind of like a small scale rework in a way. But that about does it for me, guys. If you like this video, it'd help me out tremendously to push for new people on the YouTube algorithm, and I'd love you forever. And I've been loving the recent support from you guys, so if you could please subscribe, and mean the world to me, especially since most of the people who watch these videos, less than 1% of them are actually subscribed to me. And if you subscribe, we put out Riot News, Riot Updates with some bonus content, live streams here and there. Make sure to check out my socials on Discord and Twitter as well, as we are very, very active on those platforms and have a lot of community interaction as well. With that, guys, stay safe out there and enjoy the rest of the day.